It gets better and better every single day.
Hey, I'm Trump because my eyes open. I can see that he was doing a lot better than what we're going through right now. You can't even go to the grocery stores right now without making a life decision on what you want to get. You know, you got to compromise. We don't have to go through that 4 years ago.
You know, just being able to just live on a day-to-day basis, it has become a little harder at this point in time.
The party has left black voters in the dust.
It's almost like they want to seduce us with Obama. Gas was cheaper. I know that my bills were cheaper. Life was better under President Trump.
And I should note, we did not find a single person who audibly would tell us that they voted for Kamala Harris. These were Trump supporters getting out to vote early in the all-important Mojave County. Take a listen to some of our conversations.
Well, the difference is going to be that everybody's coming out early, and everybody that we talk to has made a special effort this year to vote, and you can see it here in the parking lot. You know, this library's usually got 5 cars in it. There's a ton of cars in it now.
Said you voted early for the first time.
For the first time.
Why did you vote early this year?
Honestly, because Donald Trump told me to.
What a good answer.
He keeps saying it, and I've been thinking about it, and so here I am.
We met one man who did not vote in 2020, but he said he was horrified by the state of the country, so he is voting here in 2024. We met 3 other voters, one that moved from California, one that moved from Oregon, blue states, who said that they moved here and were eager to vote.
Boy, oh boy, oh boy, oh boy, oh boy. Have I told you guys that we are witnessing probably one of the most epic political collapses in American history, right? That is what's happening with the Kamala Harris campaign, as the election betting odds are starting to look like Kamala Harris's legs.
I'm very uncertain about her. There's just a feeling, and I'm going to do lots more research before I do vote. There are rumors and things that I need to research more. Still leaning towards him a little bit more.
Rumors about her, like what kind of rumors?
Sleeping her way to the top. Anybody can say that about a woman. I'm tired of hearing that. You know, hopefully it's not true.
Well, what about the men that slept their way to the top? There's a lot of them.
There are. Yep.
Serious. We should give them both.
No, I'm tired.
Trump's done a lot of that. So hey, there you go.
He said how many wives? But yeah, no, I'm tired of hearing it about women. You know, like it's just she went to school. She has.
So why bring it up now?
These are rumors that I need to research.
Okay.
That's what I said.
But
okay, that is what's happening, as Trump now has a 60.3% chance of winning, and Kamala Harris has a 39.8% chance of winning. This is what the people with the money.
And I want to tell y'all, I know y'all see all this, man. I know this is actually trending around the world, you know, from the poly market. But this is also, you know, encourage people to, you know, they see that, oh, Trump won, you know, and they don't show up and go vote. We need everybody to go out and vote. I can't express that enough. Go out, cast your vote, man. Go out and vote, you guys. We cannot get complacent. I want that to be said, and I'm gonna probably say it in every single video you watch until we get to November 5th. Go out and vote.
Are betting on, right? This is what they're saying. Okay, they're betting on Trump. And part of the reason why is because Trump is leading Kamala Harris in every single battleground state now. Okay, this is the largest lead that Trump has had ever since the mainstream liberal media started kissing Kamala's ass to the point where she actually at one point passed Trump. She surpassed Trump when it comes to the averages in the battlegrounds. But now Trump is back up, okay, and he is gaining momentum, and Kamala Harris is sinking, right? She's tanking in support, and Trump, his support is steadily increasing, right? So this is where we're at right now, and is at the point where behind closed doors, the Democrats, the people at the top of the party, the people that are supposed to be in charge, okay, the people that are running things are admitting that Kamala Harris is just not that strong, okay? In fact, Biden got caught telling Obama at Ethel Kennedy's funeral that Kamala Harris is just not as strong as he is, right? And Obama got caught agreeing, saying that's true. So this was the conversation that took place between Joe Biden and Barack Obama. The New York Post hired a professional lip reader to decipher.
They hired a professional lip reader, y'all. And this actually shocked me. So many of you guys sent me this video, sent me all kind of videos, sent me posts. People on Twitter have sent me so much stuff. And I'm like, oh, are you kidding me? And I kept wondering, like, why do I keep seeing this video on my timeline, on my For You? Why is everybody talking about this Obama and Biden interaction? What is going on here? And you're like, what are these fellas talking about? And you can kind of just, you look at their, you read their lips, and then they actually hired a professional. I'm saying, oh my goodness. But hey, you know, they say conspiracy theories, conspiracy facts. So, yeah. But anyway, let me continue.
For what they're saying, right? What they were talking about. And apparently, they were talking about Kamala Harris, okay, in her failing campaign. Joe Biden clearly is still salty about being pushed out of the race, basically admitting to Obama that, yeah, I was right, right? I was right. We knew that Kamala Harris was weak, okay? She was not stronger than me. I'm the only person that can beat Trump, right? That's what Joe Biden thinks.
And we already see what happened last week and how he pissed off everybody, especially the black community, black men, you know, and admitting, you know, it's not where it needs to be. The energy, the turnout is not where it needs to be since when I was running, when I was, you know, running for president. You know, it's just not there, Barry. You call Big Mike and let Big Mike know too, Barry. Let everybody know. Does Nancy Pelosi have a hangover? Hands behind y'all back, man. And tell Hillary that the chicken isn't spicy enough. She didn't put enough hot sauce on it. Tell Hillary she didn't put enough hot sauce on it, Barry.
Okay. And this is what he said to Obama. So let's read about this. President Biden griped to former President Barack Obama that, quote, she is not as strong as me, with Obama agreeing, quote, that's true, in a stunning off-mic conversation deciphered for the Post by a professional lip reader. The apparent candid assessment of Vice President Kamala Harris' standing going into the November 5th election occurred Wednesday afternoon as America's two most recent Democratic presidents conversed at Ethel Kennedy's memorial service in Washington. Quote, she's not as strong as me, said Biden 81, according to the translation, which was produced by analyzing the on-video lip movements during the discussion. Quote, I know that's true. The popular former president agreed, adding, quote, we have time. Well, you ain't got that much time, right? You only got a few weeks left. And Kamala Harris is taking fast, okay? I'm not sure how she turns it around. I know damn well
I just don't see
the Fox News interview did not help her at all, okay? It might have made it worse. Quote, yeah, we'll get it in time, said Biden, who was forced by fellow Democrats to relinquish the party's nomination in favor of Harris on July 21st in a mutiny that Obama was believed to support. Moments earlier, Obama said, quote, it's important that we have some time together, in a possible reference to campaigning alongside Harris. The dialogue was translated for the Post by Jeremy Freeman, a London-based forensic lip reader who was born deaf and for 16 years has served as a University College London certified expert witness for litigants, the police, and journalists. Yeah, so this guy's a professional. He's legit.
A professional. I didn't even know that about him. Wow.
Okay, this is not some bootleg doing this. Okay, this is a professional. Although Harris's name was not included in Freeman's transcription, it's unclear to whom else the conversation could have pertained. Freeman described the conversation as, quote, very supportive, and said he detected no tension between Obama and Biden, as had been speculated in viral commentary due to Obama shaking his head at one point. Democratic sources were divided when asked about the translation, with some saying they believed it was an honest take on the state of the 2024 election, and others expressing such strong disbelief that they questioned the accuracy of the script. Yeah, so basically, in a nutshell, some Democrats are acknowledging reality, okay, that Kamala Harris was weak and that they probably should not have replaced Joe Biden with Kamala Harris. And maybe Kamala Harris should have been removed from the ticket, which is what one person said. And then you have others who are basically saying, no, this didn't happen. Biden didn't actually say that. And then a source close to Obama, he didn't deny the translation, but said that only Obama and President Biden know what they discussed yesterday. Any assertion otherwise is ridiculous. Okay, so yeah, that's what's happening. Okay, that's what's going on here. And again, this comes as I reported, as I talked about a few days ago, that there are tensions between Joe Biden and Kamala Harris growing.
All right, a new Axios report suggests there is a growing rift between President Biden and Vice President Harris and each of their staffs as we're just 3 weeks out from Election Day.
Yep, senior White House correspondent Jackie Heinrich joins us with the latest. Jackie.
Good morning, guys. Axios reports things are frosty between the VP's campaign team and the White House just before the run-up to the election, and quote, some on the Harris team say that top White House aides aren't sufficiently coordinating Biden's messaging and his schedule to campaign with what's best for the vice president's campaign. They highlighted a few times the president's impromptu remarks conflicted with an event that Harris was doing, upending the media coverage that Harris would then receive, like when Biden twice gave impromptu remarks in the hurricane, just when Harris was about to speak from the campaign trail. These campaign sources go on to accuse the White House of lacking someone in the room to think first and foremost about how things would affect the campaign. However, I've been talking about these same things with folks from the White House. They've been increasingly frustrated that Harris's campaign keeps putting the president in a tough spot, like when she publicly picked a fight with Florida Governor Ron DeSantis over not taking her calls. I spoke with 3 sources in the president's orbit about all that. They agreed it was a dumb thing for Harris to do, and that DeSantis and Biden had been coordinating on the response. Biden was not going to dump on the Florida governor, whose state was about to be pummeled by a storm. So when reporters asked whether DeSantis should be taking her calls, of course the president was going to deflect. And then the media sounded off about how he sided with DeSantis over his vice president, but this, in their view, was a situation of her making. These sources felt that the decisions that the Harris campaign was making showed their relative inexperience and novice, and while he's been bending over backwards to give her opportunities to demonstrate her leadership, she's fumbled it a couple of times, guys.
And Jackie, according to the Axios article, and they talked to 10 people, which is a lot of people. It's not just 1 or 2. Some of the Biden people, either from the campaign or the White House, joined the Kamala Harris team, but they feel like they are being labeled disloyal by all their friends. And so that's causing some of the problem and some of the tension.
Well, it's sort of a Frankenstein operation when you consider there's the former Biden campaign folks, the Biden loyalists, the Obama era people who joined the campaign, Harris's team that transitioned to the campaign, new people that they've brought in. They sort of threw this together because there's such a tight run up to the election, but there are competing factions. It affects us when we're trying to get a statement because you've got to get sign off from so many different people, whereas it used to be pretty streamlined when it was under Joe Biden. So,
Jackie, thank you.
Wow. Wow. Yeah, so you seen that, you heard that. Biden says, listen, I'm giving her opportunities to demonstrate her leadership, and her leadership is piss poor, which is what I talked about in my last video. Like, it's super obvious. Kamala Harris is a terrible leader. She's an absolute terrible leader. Her inability to take responsibility and accountability for being a part of the disaster that is the Biden administration is just one of many signs that she's just a bad leader. Okay? And what you have here is confirmation of what Democrats were fearing a long time ago. This is what we talked about a year ago. A year ago, these people were hard pressed to say anything positive about Kamala Harris. All of a sudden, Biden's knocked out of the race and Kamala is installed, which she should not have been installed. We're going to talk a little bit more about that in a minute.
They all, tons of them, top Democrats, all of them. You seen the viral videos of AOC? I mean, everybody saying, oh, she would never, on CNN, all the fake news, everybody. That push for the Democrat for these Democrats said she will not be on the ticket. She isn't qualified. She will lose to President Trump. They said that, man. And then when it actually was time to get him out and he blew the motor and transmission on the debate stage, he went and endorsed her. So she's on the ticket. And all I can say is, what are y'all expecting? What did y'all expect? And I tell you, man, for this to be even somewhat close, some rigging or cheating has to take place. I'm just saying. Because I don't see how anybody could vote for that. You know, this campaign has been one of the worst we've ever seen. It's been a complete disaster. And we're just trying to, you see, is she gonna finally answer a question? Can she think for herself? Can she go off script? Can she stop repeating the same thing? Does she think we're stupid? And again, they think we're stupid. Now you got him and Obama and Biden saying, yeah, she's not strong enough. We all know that. We all know the world right now America is a laughing stock. The Democratic Party is a complete laughing stock. And they should be ashamed of themselves. An absolute disgrace what they've allowed to happen.
All of a sudden, oh, she's the greatest thing ever, right? She's amazing, okay? She's Superwoman. We all knew it was fake. Everybody knew it was fake. There's a reason why this woman lost in the Democrat primary before a vote was casted back.
Not one single vote. Most unpopular, worst approval rating. Drop out. And Trump was right. They should be ashamed of themselves, man.
Back in 2019. The reason why is because she is a very mediocre politician. And I said it once, I'll say it again. It is a damn shame that this country let this woman come anywhere near the White House. She has no business in the Oval Office as president or vice president. Hell, she ain't got no business being a senator. Should have been a senator. Should have been an attorney general. Should have been a DA. I'm just being honest. I'm being honest.
Y'all know the term DEI. Didn't earn it. I don't know how many times I got to say it. Didn't earn it. And from these, her in public talking or trying to do an interview, and at these rallies, it's drunk entire inventory. I think she's drunk. Drunk entire inventory. That's what DEI means. She got some of the best meaning terms for DEI. Didn't earn it and drunk entire inventory. She's drunk. She drunk the whole entire inventory.
Kamala Harris, being the mediocre individual that she is, her getting this close to the White House, a heartbeat away from being commander-in-chief, is an indictment on democracy. It is. And speaking of democracy, the fact that Democrats didn't have any democracy in their party, and I'm not just talking about overthrowing Biden to install Kamala Harris. They didn't have a primary when they should have a primary, knowing that Joe Biden was mentally deteriorating. They should have had a real primary. They should not have rigged their primaries against the people that were kicking and screaming and crying and warning Democrats that, hey, Joe Biden's not a good candidate. The American people don't want Joe Biden. Joe Biden needs to be replaced. The fact that Democrats overthrew democracy within their own party on multiple occasions is part of the reason why they're stuck with Kamala Harris. These are the same people that tell you how much they love democracy and how democracy is so important, and they're fighting to protect democracy. When it came time to have some democracy within their own party, they chose not to. And that's one of the main reasons why they're stuck with such a weak candidate. They had multiple opportunities to say, hey, let's have some democracy, right? Let's let the people decide who they want to represent them. And Democrats said, no, you too stupid. We're going to go with Kamala Harris, who's also stupid, right? This is what they did. That's the funny part about it. This should be written in history. If Kamala Harris loses, especially if she loses in a landslide, this should be studied. This should be studied for the rest of political history, okay? This should be mandatory. Poli-sci 101. The downfall of Kamala Harris and the Democrats during the Trump era, right? It should be studied.
Oh, yeah.
500 years from now, they should be studying what is happening right now in politics. And this is why I said that if Kamala Harris loses, I want to hear from Joe Biden. Joe Biden instantly becomes the most interesting man in the world if Kamala Harris loses, because I bet he has a whole lot to say, right? This alleged conversation with Obama is indication that, yeah, Joe Biden, he definitely feels like he was the best candidate and that he should not have been pushed out of the race, that they forced him out of the race. It was a coup. And he's going to have an opportunity to rewrite history from a quitter, right? A president that quit to a president that was overthrown, right? Because right now they're trying to write off Joe Biden as a quitter. But I don't think that Joe Biden's a quitter. I can say a lot of bad things about Joe Biden, but I don't think he's a quitter. I think he was forced out. It was a coup. And in his mind, he believes that he was right. And if Kamala loses, in his mind, he will proven to be right. Except he's definitely wrong on being able to beat Trump. No, he would have lost just like Kamala Harris. But again, the reality is that the Democrats should have had an actual primary and they would have had a much stronger candidate going into this race. The fact that Democrats overthrew democracy within their own party is, honestly, in my opinion, one of the main reasons why they're going to end up losing if they lose. So let me know what you guys think. Make sure you like.
Can't make this up, y'all. You can't make this up, man. Complete circus. Shit show. I love y'all though, man. Make sure y'all hit that like button, subscribe, share the video. Huge shout out to my brother Greg, a black conservative perspective. And hey, I will catch you beautiful people in the next one, man. Peace and love, y'all.